Okay, so The Wolf of Wall Street is a movie that stars Leo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill, and it's directed by the one and only Martin Scorsese. And this movie is basically based on the true story of Jordan Belfort. And Jordan Belfort is this stockbroker who starts his own business, and he finds success, and he becomes a really, really rich guy, and all of the partying and the drugs, and the fall of a wealthy man ensues. It's basically that type. Now in The Wolf of Wall Street, I was really looking forward to seeing this movie because I love Martin Scorsese's movies. I love Leo DiCaprio. He's literally, I think, one of the best actors working today. And it just looks so sort of Scorsese-ish in a way, the whole story, the premise, and the way things went down. And I gotta say, The Wolf of Wall Street is classic Scorsese in that it delivers, it's unapologetic, it's a long movie, it's 3 hours long, but it is well worth the length, man. This is an awesome, awesome movie. And the thing I think that makes The Wolf of Wall Street such a really good movie is its lead actor, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, who plays Jordan Belfort. Because this isn't the type of role you'd see Leonardo DiCaprio playing. And I say that because in the sort of normal Leo DiCaprio roles, you'd see him play someone like Jay Gatsby. That's like a sort of way I like to call a Leo DiCaprio role. But this is something so far off Leonardo DiCaprio. And you just really see that he literally does become Jordan Belfort because he is this sort of motivational scumbag who just smiles, who smiles this sort of devilish smile through, and is so misogynistic, and he loves drugs, and he loves to party, and he loves money, and so forth. Money is all he thinks about. And he basically is a version of Charlie Sheen. This movie, I call The Wolf of Wall Street probably the autobiography of Charlie Sheen. He plays the role up. You can tell he's having fun with it. He's has a sort of Patrick Bateman sort of view of the world in a way when you see him in this movie, because he's just doing these narrations about his life, about the world that he lives in, so forth, the world this movie takes place in, because this takes place in the late 80s, early 90s, and sort of he's sort of your guide as you're going through this world of stock and this world of drugs and sex and so forth. It's insane, and it's just you really do feel like you're in the world of a Wall Street stockbroker in the late 80s. And the supporting cast in this movie is fantastic. Like, Jonah Hill plays sort of his sidekick in this movie, and Jonah Hill, it's funny because I love Jonah Hill. I love his comedy stuff, like in Superbad, like in 21 Jump Street, like in Get Him to the Greek, and so forth. He's hilarious in those. But when he sort of goes into the dramatic territory, he really shows that how good of an actor he is, and he really does show it right here. He's just this is so unlike Jonah Hill in this movie, because he's just a total scumbag all the way through. And I will admit though, because in this movie he's got these fake teeth, and usually it's a good thing when I can't tell if that teeth is fake. You know, I'd be like, oh, see, they're fake. They look so real. But in this movie, I was just like, oh, that's Jonah Hill with an obvious set of fake teeth. Doesn't distract the movie. It's just a weird thing that I just noticed throughout the movie. Just it festered up on my brain as I was watching it. Anthony McConaughey's in this movie for like 5 minutes. He's basically Leonardo DiCaprio's like sort of guide into the world of Wall Street when Leo's just an intern, or he's just like a nobody in Wall Street. You know, Matthew McConaughey's basically the guy who's just like, look, this is the life you should lead, this is what you should do it type of guy. You know, Matthew McConaughey's only in it for 5 minutes, but it's memorable. A lot of random sort of cameos are in this movie too, like sort of Spike Jonze, he's in this movie. I was just like, Spike Jonze? The director Spike Jonze, he's in this movie? But then I forget to myself, oh yeah, he was also in the Jackass movies, and he was also in Three Kings and so forth. So his role is pretty memorable too. And Jon Favreau's in this movie, and he's in for a few good scenes. He's pretty good in it too. The whole supporting cast really is really good, but the standouts are DiCaprio and Jonah Hill. If there are any detractions I will say about this movie is that even though it's 3 hours, and it's probably like some of the most entertaining 3 hours I've experienced since Lord of the Rings, it was like at the 2 hour and 40 minute mark of the movie, and I really started to feel the length of the film, where I was just like, okay, are we gonna wrap it up anytime soon? I was like, I'm enjoying the movie, it's entertaining, but I want to feel some resolution soon. And so that didn't bother me too much. And the other thing I gotta say about this movie is that it ain't for everyone. The amount of sex, the amount of profanity, the amount of sort of drugs in this movie, it's absurd. Like I said, it's like a Charlie Sheen autobiography. So it ain't for everyone. Like I saw this movie with my friend, and we've seen the Expendables movies, we've seen we saw American Hustle, we've seen so many sort of violent, hardcore R-rated movies. When we got to this movie, I was fine with it, but at the end of the movie, my friend was like, dude, that was too much. And I'm not going to argue with him because, like I said, this movie ain't for everyone. So, that being said, I think The Wolf of Wall Street is a great movie. It's well acted. It's really funny, really well written. You really do feel the 3-hour length, but it's towards the end of the movie, so it's not too bad, and it ain't for everyone. So it's not the movie you should take the whole family to see. You should take them to see something like Frozen. You should take them to see Walter Mitty, something like that. Just go with your friends to see this movie, or your brother or your older brother or whoever. But for me, I really like The Wolf of Wall Street. I can't wait to see it again. I really have to sort of be in the mindset to watch it though. But with that being said, I'm going to give The Wolf of Wall Street an A. I think it's a great movie. I think you should check it out, and I really hope Leo does get the Oscar for this movie. So I gotta ask, what is your favorite Martin Scorsese movie of all time? For me, mine would be Goodfellas. It's a classic. Joe Pesci is just awesome in that movie. So yeah, that's my thoughts on The Wolf of Wall Street, and I'll catch you later.